Apparently, black men are not attending college, and this is a horrendous trend. The number of black men at four-year colleges has plummeted, and at Howard University, there are as many non-black students as there are black men.
Earlier today, I was talking about how special HBCUs are. And then I saw an article from the New York Times that said black men have lower enrollment rates. That in totality, they only make up 26% of HBCUs.
Howard is just 19% black men.
The brothers are right. Nobody was supporting the black boys going to college.
Y'all told black men that they had to have money to holler at you. That's why they don't want to go to college.
I thought women wanted us to have money. And I thought women wanted us to have money as fast as possible. So I don't see why I'm hopping on here and I see a lot of these fake concerned women saying something about us men not going to college.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I'm back again with another video. So recently there's been a lot of conversation of black men going to college and not going to college. I actually was scrolling through the wonderful world of TikTok and saw a young man's video first, and then ironically I ended up seeing this woman's video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and press play, pause play, give you guys my thoughts, my feelings, my opinions on this entire situation.
Y'all told black men that they had to have money to holler at you. That's why they don't want to go to college. College is the long play. College is 4 years, then sometimes an additional 2 or 3, sometimes an additional 5 or 6, depending on what career field you choose. Y'all told black men they got to have money right now. So they're not thinking about 4, 5, 6 years down the road. They want to go make money now.
What I think is interesting about that, right, is initially when I saw this video, my first thought was that it's not even just the women that these men are pursuing. It also starts from their mothers, right? A lot of times their mothers, I'm just going to be honest with you, have a tumultuous relationship with the dad, whether it's that they ran him out the house because they disrespectful, nasty attitude, or if it's a situation of, you know, them doing something wrong on their part, or just the relationship not working out. A lot of times they want the young man to become the quote unquote man of the house, assist them in paying bills, assist them in doing all the things that need to be done. So they can't wait for their sons to go to college, right? Like they don't have the time for, you know, him to go invest in himself, in his future, and figure out what it is that he has to do because he has to help her.
And regardless of what some men will say, there are a lot of men out there in the world that do things to impress women. Women, y'all may not recognize the power that you have, but I am willing to bet my last dollar if we put more emphasis on being attracted to intelligence, being attracted to character, integrity, being attracted to commitment, determination, drive, I'm willing to bet they'll start going to college.
I'm going to be honest. I believe that there's a small portion of men who are in the sense influenced in the way in which she's talking about, right? You have a lot of men in this day and age that we are in right now who are on their own page. They're beating to their own drum. They're doing what it is that they got to do. But I also think that it's the consensus of the entire society of a man is nothing more than what he has in his pockets, right? If a man is not able to finance this, buy that, have this kind of car, have this amount of money, then I think society values that man a certain way, not just women. So I don't believe that it's only because of the women that he's trying to attract. I believe that society as a whole tells men you are nothing unless you have money. And so in the space that we're in right now, a lot of people are trying to find a lot of young men are trying to find quicker ways to make money, as I said before, because sometimes they're getting pressure not only from, society, but also their mothers who are pressuring them to help them pay bills, to support them, to get rich so she don't got to work anymore. And then they see these careers of they're going to have to take out these student loans. They're going to have to do all of these things to be able to maintain. And unfortunately, they're trying to get it now, right? Because like she said, the long game, a lot of people don't have the ability to wait so long because of how many people are depending on them.
I said what I said because if you stop and think about it, A lot of the things that we do is to impress the other sex. Now, I know y'all are going to say, I'm decentering men. I hear you. And men, I know you're going to say, I ain't worried about these. I get it. But we all want attention. A lot of us want to be validated. A lot of us want to be chose, be picked. And we will do the things to get us picked. So that might be why they're not going to college. Another idea is,
before we get to her other idea, I do want to say that, yeah, I mean, I think that men, prove to be the provider. They prove, right, within their actions that they are a provider. Which, how are you going to prove that you are a provider? It is going to be your ability to provide, whether it's, taking them out on the first date or whatever. Hence why a lot of men get hit with the okie doke in relationships, because, men that lead with their pockets and lead with their money, women who are attracted to the money are going to come and try to take advantage of you. Like, that is just how the name of the game works. If, a man has finances but doesn't lead with that, leads with his character, his integrity, his personality, more times than not, he's going to filter away the women who are with him for what's in his pockets early on, because, again, he's not leading with that. He's not throwing the money at them to entice them. But also, a lot of these women don't obviously feel that men are doing anything on behalf of them, because a lot of these women are not doing things on behalf of men. Men say, we don't want the weave. They say, we don't care. Men say they don't like the lashes. They say, we don't care. Men say they don't like, the extra fake bodies. They say, we don't care. We're not doing it for men. We're doing it for us. And so it's hard for those same women to understand that their counterparts are thinking of, how can I be this high value man that all these women are saying that they're wanting? And how can I, be the person that has all these options if everything is equated to, again, what's in his pockets?
A lot of black men are being raised by single black mothers, and they ain't got the money to support their sons through college. So how am I going to get into college when my mama can barely afford to feed me and my siblings? I don't feel like that's even an option.
I don't agree with that part. I don't agree. Why? Because there's academic scholarships. There's a lot of single mothers put their child in sports so that he can go be an NFL player, basketball player, and again, come back and pay her bills. It has nothing to do with the person being able to finance college. There's a lot of, like I said, grants, loans, and stuff like that. It's more so of, when they have that narrative, is for her to have somebody in the house with her to protect her. Oh, you gonna go to college? You just gonna leave me here with your siblings? You the man of the house. I don't know what we gonna do. We not gonna feel safe without you here. A lot of those single mothers play the guilt trip on those sons, and so they have to sacrifice their well-being, their happiness, their goals, because they are the quote-unquote man of the house taking care of responsibilities.
I don't have a lot of role models in my neighborhood that are showing me that I should go to college, because they didn't go to college. And then if I do have an uncle, a daddy, or granddaddy that is in my life, sometimes they hit me with, oh boy, just go get a job because real men work. So y'all help me to understand why they would choose college.
I don't know. This is just my personal opinion. Okay. This is just my personal opinion. I can be wrong. Y'all can correct me in the comments, but I don't know of men deterring other men from going to college. That's a woman thing. 100%. I've seen women deter young men from going to college before I've seen men deter young men from going to college. Men usually instruct other men to live their life, to go for their goals, to focus on now, to focus on their future, to prioritize their well-being. The same thing we see with like the likes of Travis Hunter. Right? Like all the men around him who are giving any kind of advice are saying, hey, focus on you, your career, and everything else will come after. The women will come after. You getting married will come after. All you got to do is focus and keep your eye on the prize. Women are the ones who are the opposite.
And now y'all are ragging on trade schools, talking about trades to give you a job. Excuse me? As a hairstylist myself, I make way more money as a hairstylist than a lot of y'all college graduates. And from what I hear, y'all are struggling to find jobs with those college degrees.
With that statement that she just made, those statements like these are what's deterring young men from going to college. right? If you're making so much more money than me, then I'm going to be making when I have my degree or all these college degrees that I'm working so hard for. Why would I then in turn want to go to college? If you're saying that you as a hairstylist is making more money than me. Like, that was that just kind of proved the point that I was trying to make.
So let's not poop on trades, please. Okay, thank you.
I thought women wanted us to have money. And I thought women wanted us to have money as fast as possible. So I don't see why I'm hopping on here and I see a lot of these fake concerned ass women saying something about us men not going to college.
So again, I saw this video first when I was scrolling through the wonderful world of TikTok, and then I saw that video after. But what I'm starting to believe is maybe he saw her video and then decided to, give his point of view on why he feels the situation is actually what it is now.
Like, y'all not willing to wait on a man's success because you're not willing to understand the vision that we have. And while some women may get on here and say like, oh, find a woman that understands that, do you understand how hard that is? Especially when you run to a woman that already got some type of success going on in their life. They need you to get success as fast as possible. Women have a mental in their head. So it's like, okay, if you're not going to do it in the time frame that they like it, they're going to go to somebody else with money. The average woman ain't finna sit here and understand that I'm in college and I don't have no money for real. I can't take her out for real. I can't get her and I still live with my parents or whatever the case may be. The average woman is not going to understand that now. So I don't understand why it's such an uproar on why a lot of black men are going to college. Why there is other reasons on why. That is one of the reasons.
Here's a piece of advice for all the young men out there. And I wish someone told me this about 30 years ago when I was 13 years old. And that piece of advice is to not focus on women.
What's so interesting to me is that, I always have these conversations, especially with like my younger boy cousins and stuff like that. Like, a lot of people coddle women. A lot of people see women in certain spaces and have so much understanding for women. And, if she doesn't do this, it's because maybe she's been through a lot, or, you never know her backstory. But young men, they immediately have to grow up. Right? Whereas young women can be children for the rest of their lives if they so choose, because somebody else will, be responsible for them. Young men don't have that same option. It's like as soon as you're adult, everybody is trying to figure out, what kind of man are you? Are you a good man? Are you responsible? Are you going to have funds or finances? And then especially now in this era that we are in, where these younger women are getting flown out and getting Birkin bags and all these kind of stuff. Like, these men are like, how am I supposed to be in the space to compete? My opinion is that this is the reason why men have to understand their value, even at, their value goes further than just what's in their pockets, even though that's what they've been told. Which might not be an easy thing for men to be able to understand, because, again, it's been drilled into them since they were young. But, you can absolutely be a high-value man and not a high-earning man at the time yet. You can be a high-value man based off of your point of vision, like he said, based off of your ambition, based off of your integrity, your character, your principles, your morals, your standards. Like, you can absolutely be a high-value man and bring so much to a relationship and so much to the table, but you just haven't, evolved into the space that you are high-earning at a certain level yet. And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, I understand that me saying that is one thing, but obviously in the dating market, they're going to have a little bit more trouble, especially when the narrative is that if he can't pay all your bills, pay your rent, fix your car, do whatever it is that he got to do for you, then he's not good enough.
Up seeing niggas with a wad of money in their pocket, a wad of money in their hand, and that, especially me growing up in the hood, and women love it, excites them. So what make you think don't continue to think about long-term success when the women want us to have money and have it now?
And this is why, if you go into, certain communities, this is why there's so many people who are a part of the clique, for a lack of better words, because they needed the guidance that maybe was not there in the home, or because they were enticed by this person on the street that I see is making way more money, and I see my dad working and he seems like he's struggling. I'm trying to get to the bag fast, quick, and in a hurry like that man. And so I got to get from under their roof, go over there, and then put yourself into all these different spaces that are not going to be the best for you. again, because of the enticing factor of having this amount of money equals having this amount of options.
And have it as quick as possible. I'm not sitting here saying every woman is like this, but most women are like this. Even women that are still in college and struggling, they damn self. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, while there's other reasons, like, having no guidance, you know what I'm saying, or simply not wanting to go, or being complacent, or what a woman would call being complacent, even though he's happy in the position that he is in his life, you may call that complacent. But like I said, while there is other reasons, women want us to have money, especially women that's already successful in the field that they're successful in. They want us to already have it. Like, a lot of people look at my life, oh, you got 500,000 followers, oh, you up. Just started getting my life together. So what make you think I'm even finna go after a woman? And I'm not in school neither. So it's like, stop acting concerned, bro. Y'all not really concerned about a nigga.
I agree with him, and I understand his plight, right? It's like y'all are trying to act like y'all care so much and y'all have so much sympathy when y'all are the same ones putting the pressure on us. Y'all the same ones advising your younger girls, oh, no, girl, if he can't pay your bills and if he can't even take you, to an expensive restaurant on the first date, even though you in college, he in college, and he, doesn't have the funds to be able to, then he not good enough. Like, so I understand his plight. Like, you have all of this concern about college and degrees and why these young men are not going to college. But in actuality, it's like if you were really concerned, you would have more conversations with, the younger women surrounding you. And I understand exactly what he's saying. I definitely do. We're definitely in a different time. I feel like there's so many young men who are going to college, graduating college, becoming doctors, lawyers, all of the above, in this space. But I think that that's definitely not the highlight. That's not what's highlighted, right? What's highlighted is the people who are getting it quick, fast, and in a hurry. What's highlighted is, again, the short game, which a lot of these people play the short game and get into a lot of trouble. Okay, let's not pretend like that's not a thing. They get in trouble, they either in jail or have other outcomes that are not promising. So even if they have the little, fun for a little while, it never usually works out. Usually the men that have their minds together, they're focused, they're driven, they have a plan in place, especially in college, they are wanting to meet with like-minded women who are understanding. And that's why I said before in a previous video, other women of other races have the mindset, oh, I'm going to get a ring by spring. They meet their husbands in college, they stay, they sustain, they work through the ebbs and flows of, not being a broke college student to getting money together and stuff like that. And here's this young man who looks like he's like a provider male, basically saying he's not pursuing any kind of woman until he knows that he's going to be able to be 100% a provider for her.
I just started getting my life together. So what make you think I'm even finna go after a woman?
Obviously, he has his head screwed on straight, and women are giving him the blues because he don't got it together yet. It's crazy. The only thing that a lot of these women are proving to these men is, one, why they need to go to other races. I'm just going to keep it real. I'm not saying I agree with it, don't agree with it. I'm just telling you what it is. And two, you're proving to these men more of a reason why they should not look towards or pursue marriage, in their younger years. As though, women are talking about they want to be married young and they want to grow and raise their families or whatever the case is. And, they can't date because these men are trash and they're looking for the marriage and these men are not. This is why. Why would he be? You said you need your husband to be a provider male. He's not there yet. So why would he be looking for marriage? The only thing he should be looking for at this time is a fun time based off of a woman's logic. Think about that. I'd like to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this entire situation. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.